Today we're going to install Crix's self-bloodbag script. This is another one that's pretty simple. I don't know why some people seem to have a little trouble with it, but it's all, as long as you put the code into the self actions in the correct place, it'll work perfectly. So let's go to our server files, and the first thing we're going to do is create a folder called scripts. And this is where we're going to keep all of our little scripts. Okay, now I've already downloaded the self-bloodbag script right here, so I'm going to drag that into the scripts folder. Now, if you remember, in our fixes, in video 2, we had set up FN self-actions to run off the client's mission folder instead of the Daisy mod folder. So we're going to open this up, and anywhere's down after can do. Can do is the key because that's a check in the code to make sure that you are not on a ladder or unconscious or being dragged. So right after underscore can do equals, this is the code part for the Crix's self-bloodbag I copied from the installation tutorial. We're going to copy it. We go to FN self-actions right under can do. We're going to paste it. And if you take a look, if we highlight can do, you see it's, as long as you got the language script set to SQF, it's going to highlight where everything else is. See, and right here, if speed player is less than 1, so if the player is not moving and has a blood bag and can do, which means he's not on a ladder, not unconscious, and not being dragged, then there's your blood bag script. Now, the one thing you're going to have to change is the file location. Right here, this is the add action, and it does change its color. This is going to be red, and this is the menu name, self-bloodbag. And the second variable in this is the location of the script. So ours is in scripts. So now it's going to run scripts, player self-bloodbag. As long as you have that file in the correct place, there it is, mission, scripts, player self-bloodbag, this is going to, this menu option is going to show up. So that's all there is to it. I guess for review, we should probably make sure that everybody in their compiles SQF has already changed the FN self-actions. FN USIC underscore self-actions needs to point to the one that's in your mission folder, not in the one that's in Daisy code compile. And we did this in video 2. And of course, in your init.sqf, the compiles, we need to be using the compiles from our mission, not the one from the Daisy code. And this allows us to override all the default scripts and options. So now one thing we're going to want to change in this script, self-bloodbag script, is the combat check. So we open up the self-bloodbag script we're running, and here you can change, this is the configuration, you can change the blood amount that people get, how long it takes to give it. This is in seconds, so it takes 30 seconds to give it. You can use one every 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. 15% chance of getting an infection. Do you get humanity when you give yourself a blood bag? No. So if we scroll down here, in combat, and I highlight, it shows you right here. In combat is equal to if your timeout is set, then true. So in combat is going to be true or false based on whether you have a timeout. And remember that if every time you try to abort the game and you get that you're in combat, you can't abort now, or zombies are near. If there's zombies outside, you can't quit. So I was in a hospital once. I'm trying to give myself a blood bag. There's zombies right outside the window. Well, the timeout was I couldn't quit because there was zombies out there, so I couldn't even give myself a blood bag. And I think that's absurd. Even if you're...
Oh, no, Morgan. He couldn't get himself a blood bag.
True. I could not give myself a blood bag. So even if you're shooting, if you have 30 seconds to give yourself a blood bag, then you should be able to do it. So we're going to set this so that this little check that says you're in combat and cannot give yourself a blood bag never executes. So if underscore in combat, then we're just going to put false. So if you put if false, then whatever's in that code block will never execute. If we were to put if true, then it would always execute. So we never want that to execute. Then it switches to the else statement, which is giving yourself the blood bag. And that'll take care of that. Save and pack up the PBO, and that's all there is to it.